My daughter is spoiled and caused a fight with her grandparents, which led to my wife getting stitches. It's a hell of a thing to say, let alone live through. I'm 40, been married to Sarah for 22 years now. Since high school, we built something good, something real. We both have decent jobs, enough to make sure our kids don't want for anything. We always tried to raise them right, not to be those entitled brats you see everywhere. Chores, manners, good in school. We thought we had it locked down. They seemed like good kids. It all started simple enough. My daughter, Emily, she's 16, came home one day, all sunshine and smiles, asking if we could go visit her grandparents. My first thought, naturally, was my folks. They're great, always have been. So I said, yeah, sure, honey, when were you thinking? And then she hit us with it. No, Mom's parents. The air in the room just froze. I saw Sarah's face go flat, her eyes losing that light they usually have when she's happy. She just said, no, short. Final. I backed her up immediately. They'll have no part in their lives. End of discussion. Emily, though, she didn't like that. You're overreacting, she shot back, her voice already getting that whiny edge. I deserve to meet all my grandparents. You're being selfish. Selfish? My wife, who still carries the scars, mental and sometimes physical, from what those monsters put her through. Sarah was diagnosed with PTSD years ago, still sees a therapist regularly to deal with the shit. Hearing Emily say that, it annoyed me, beyond annoyed. I sent her to her room, told her to think about what she'd said. Then I turned to Sarah. She looked like she was about to crumble. I knew we had to tell Emily, not just they're bad people, but why they were bad people. She wouldn't like it, but she needed to understand the depth of it. Sarah was reluctant, her hands shaking a little. As long as I don't have to be there, she whispered. I can't. It'll trigger everything. I agreed. Her peace of mind was paramount. The next day, I went into Emily's room. She was sitting on her bed, arms crossed, still sulking. I sat down, took a deep breath. Look, I get it. I started, trying to keep my voice even. You're upset, but we're not saying no just to be difficult. There's a lot you don't understand, and it's time you did. I told her, I laid it out, as gently as I could without sugarcoating it. Your mom's parents, they were abusive. Your mom was humiliated daily, screamed at, terrorized since she was 6 years old. Every moment, every holiday, ruined by fear. She almost died on Thanksgiving because of her stepfather. Your mom and her sister, your Aunt Lisa, they still suffer from that trauma. We will never, ever have a relationship with them, not after what they did. I hoped that would sink in. I thought it did. She cried. Yeah, but I figured it was the shock of it. The gravity, I thought she finally understood. I was wrong. Dead wrong. A week later, it was Sarah's birthday. She doesn't like big celebrations. Never has. But she puts up with it for us, for the kids. This year, it was actually a really great day. My wife's sister, Lisa, our 2 other kids, 10-year-old Ben and 7-year-old Lily, and my entire family were there. Laughter, good food, just a solid, normal family gathering at our house. It was around 7 p.m., the party winding down, people starting to gather their things. When there was a knock at the door, Emily, bless her innocent, idiotic heart, went to answer it. We figured it was one of her friends, maybe someone forgetting something, but then she came right back into the living room, and behind her, waltzing in like they owned the damn place, were my shitty mother-in-law and father-in-law. Sarah and Lisa both froze. You could almost feel the temperature drop in the room. They just stood there, trying to be buddy-buddy, all fake smiles and forced cheer. My wife, her voice barely a whisper, timid, almost broken, asked, "What are you doing here?" My mother-in-law, that bitch, just beamed. Our granddaughter invited us. She chirped. Sarah tried to speak up, tried to tell them they needed to go. Her voice gained a little strength, a little steel, but they wouldn't listen. They just kept grinning, moving further into our living room, our space. I didn't hesitate. I got up, walked straight between Sarah and them. "Leave," I said, my voice low, controlled, but with an edge that left no room for argument. You are unwanted here. And that's when Emily, my own daughter, really stood up for them. No, she cried. Stepping forward, I talked to them. Mom just exaggerated what happened. They're good parents. My father-in-law, that giant piece of shit, he sneered. He's a big man, probably 6'5", 250 pounds of pure resentment and muscle. That's right, he rumbled, his voice thick with contempt. Whatever we did to you ungrateful kids. You deserved it. That did it. That completely pissed Sarah off. The timid voice was gone, replaced by a raw shout of pure rage and pain. Get out, she screamed. I moved, my dad right behind me. We were going to physically force him out, but he's a mountain. He brushed us off like we were flies. And then he turned, and he shoved Sarah, hard. She went flying backward, her head hitting the wall with a sickening thud. The sound echoed in the sudden silence. She dropped to the floor. Stunned, we all were, but only for a second. As soon as her head hit that wall, and I saw her crumple, my blood went cold. Pure, unadulterated rage flooded me. My dad, my brother, and I, we were on him like a pack of wolves. We didn't care how big he was. We forced him out, shoving him through the doorway. You need to leave, I roared, my voice hoarse, or we will press charges. His wife, Emily's grandmother, stood there in our driveway, still yelling, still defending him. She's a good mom. Your wife's dramatic. She just had bad children. While we were still trying to get them out of our damn driveway, my mother, bless her soul, had already grabbed Sarah. She helped her up, her arm around her, and without a word, took her to the hospital. We couldn't go, not with those psychos still on our property. We had to make sure they were gone. They finally left, screeching out of the driveway like the cowards they were. My mother brought Sarah back a while later. Sarah didn't say anything the rest of the night, not a word, other than a quiet, "Thank you, Mom," to my mother. Then she just went to our room. Lisa, my wife's sister, was completely freaked out too. She hugged Sarah tightly, whispered something, and then left right after my mother. My younger children, Ben and Lily, were still in the living room, wide-eyed and scared. I told them to go to their rooms. I needed to speak to Emily. Alone. I admit, I lost it. The control I'd held on to, it snapped. I screamed. You are so selfish. I yelled, my voice raw, cracking. I can't believe you did that. After I explained everything, after I told you what they did to your mother when she was younger, I am honestly disgusted with you. She started to cry, her face crumpling. I genuinely thought you were exaggerating. She sobbed. I thought it would be good for them to get together. They seemed great on social media. They made everything seem not as bad. And I didn't think they could be that evil and be related to us. Evil people are everywhere. Emily, I yelled back, the words stinging. We have just tried to shield you away from it because parents are supposed to protect their kids. I wanted to call her an idiot. I really did, but I bit it back. Every step my wife had made to move past her trauma, every single moment of healing, had been demolished by this one idiotic decision. Emily apologized. I'm sorry, she whispered. Sorry doesn't cut it. I told her, my voice flat, empty. Your actions risked your mother's health. They risked everyone's safety in this house tonight. Sarah, surprisingly, came out of our room then. She looked pale, a bandage stark white against her temple. But her eyes, though still wounded, held a new kind of resolve. She walked over to Emily, stood in front of her. I no longer trust you, she said, her voice quiet but firm. These are the consequences of your actions for meddling in something that was not your business to meddle with. She laid it out. No more phone. No more visiting friends. Not until you earn that trust back. And we can add whatever other punishment we see fit. I've tried to comfort Sarah as much as I can. But she's not great. She's quiet, distant. She's going into more therapy sessions than she normally does. As for Emily, while I honestly think I went too easy on her, Sarah was clear. We deleted all her social media. I went through her texts. She reached out first, pursued them, 3 messages before they even responded. Just her trying to get their attention. This wasn't the first conversation we had with her about Sarah's parents. Not the first time we told her they were bad, but it was the first time I went into specific detail about the events, without getting too graphic. All the kids knew they were bad. We'd had multiple talks growing up about why they only had one set of grandparents, but we never gave them the gory details. Just that they were bad people who hurt their mother and aunt a lot. Emily told me she's doing her best, but Sarah just feels extremely hurt. We've set an appointment for Emily to see a therapist too, and we're going to try family therapy, try to get back to some semblance of normal. It's a long road. We also made a report, and we are pressing charges. We're doing everything we can to get a restraining order. We didn't call the cops in the moment because we live in a secluded area, and it would have taken too long for them to get here. We wanted them off our property, out of our lives. Immediately, I've realized I needed to trust my gut more. This whole thing, it's a living nightmare, but we'll get through it. We have to. I'll never speak to my mom or sister again. That's the plan. on my next birthday, in 2 weeks. I'm free. I'm 17 now, and this next birthday means freedom. My parents were great, or so I thought, until my mom threw it all away. She cheated on my dad, and then the affair baby, my sister, was born. She's 10 now. I was 7 at the time, in court. My mom somehow managed to get full custody. I still don't know how the hell she pulled it off. My dad says she played dirty, brought up his past issues, the substance abuse problem he had before I was born. My dad doesn't really say anything bad about her, not directly, but he says there's nothing he can do right now, that we just have to work with it until I'm 18. I see him once a week, on the weekends, and I get 1 week a year with him in the summer. The rest of the time, I'm stuck with her and the child. My sister is profoundly disabled, requires assistance for everything. She's useless. Since she was born, all my time outside of school has been dedicated to her. I stopped learning piano, stopped going to friends' houses, stopped playing basketball, because I had to help her. I've been wearing the same clothes at home for the past 3 years because she has priority over everything. Dinner, only once she eats. I don't know why I even call her my sister. She should be my half-sister, but she's not even worth that. My dad used to pay a lot more child support than required for the first 2 years after the divorce, but 90% of that money went to her, so he stopped, started paying the minimum. Still, only 10% of that goes to me. I don't blame him. Why the hell should he support an affair baby? He tried to take my mom to court about not using the child support correctly, but it was unsuccessful. More wasted time and money. It's only been in the past 3 months that I've managed to get a bit of time to myself without having to take care of the affair child. I told my mom I had to spend a couple of extra hours after school 3 days a week. She initially refused, of course, but I played her. I told her I needed the time to prepare for college, to get into a good one so I could get a good job to take care of my sister. That got her. She accepted. I lied. I go to my best friend's house. Her parents are super understanding. My mom doesn't even care enough to check if I'm at school. I also go to my dad's best friend's house every day, sometimes just for 5 minutes. I don't have sufficient equipment at home for college prep, and if I take anything home from my dad's, my mom will sell it for some new thing for my sister. So my dad leaves all my stuff at his friend's house, which is 10 minutes away from where I live. Every day, before and after school, I go there to change and get my things. His family has been amazing, helping me with my college preparation. I found a college near my dad's house. He's paying for it, and I'll live with him. My mom knows nothing about this. She thinks I'm going to a college close to home and will continue to look after my sister with her. She's oblivious. But then again, even if I made it obvious at home, she wouldn't notice. I'll be free in 2 weeks. I'll live at my dad's friend's house until school finishes, and then I'll move to my dad's. It's far enough from school that I won't have to deal with her. I will never speak to my mom or sister again after that. I can't wait to spend more time with my dad and his family. I have a stepbrother, the same age as me, and he's amazing. We're going to college together. He actually makes me feel happy. I like spending time with him. My dad's friend even bought a small electric piano so I can play it once I go there. And we found a basketball club for me to join. It's going to be great. I won't be burdened by my sister again. You can call me a monster. Say she didn't ask for this life. I don't care. I didn't ask to have to take care of her. My life has value too. Just because she suffers doesn't mean I have to. So the playing field is leveled. My dad is amazing. He also won't have to be financially responsible for a child that isn't his once he stops paying child support for supposedly me. My mom and sister will probably struggle enormously. They might even go homeless. I don't care. I won't know them in a fortnight. But it's not like they know me or really care about me. I'm just a slave to them. I hate my sister, not for what she is, which is nothing, but for ruining my childhood. I hate my mom more. I hope she becomes homeless, and a more worthy family can live in that home, not this abuser. I will be free in 14 days. I'm at my dad's friend's house right now. He and his wife are more like parents to me than my mom is. They actually ask about my day, about my dad, and they care about my feelings. I'm lucky to have such great people on my dad's side. There's no one on my mom's side. She had no siblings, and she was outcast from the rest of her family when she cheated and didn't abort the baby. None of them wanted to have to deal with my sister. If they didn't do that, I might have had a childhood. But at least now my mom will have to deal with the consequences of her adultery herself. She can't enslave anyone else. I don't blame my mom's family for abandoning her. They're quite clever for recognizing early on that my mom would just rely on them all the time. My dad isn't just the fun dad who gets to look great. He actually cares about me. When I'm sick at school and need to get picked up, he would drive an hour to do it, or get his friend to do it. My mom couldn't do it since she was busy. or needed a rest after looking after my sister. My happiest moments in the last 6 years have all been away from my mom and sister, and I will be able to have that all the time soon. My dad has organized therapy sessions for me to help me settle. He's also organized a trip for 2 weeks during one of the holidays. Just me and him. We've missed out on a lot because of my mom. I hope she suffers,